you know, things have changed a little bit with the return of Pujetter. He's a great player. He's come out and played great depth in this team. I think Lipovi, you've got Sergi Gladier, you've got all of these players who, you know, Kravtsov has been very, very good as well. Who are we going to start tonight? Well, Jeter, Gladier, Bobrov, Kravtsov, and Volodymyr Koniev. And Gladier gets it going as we saw him play at the Basketball Champions League Final Four in Athens with Monaco. He's a dangerous weapon, but no doubt about it, Jeter changes everything for Ukraine. For Turkey, Scotty Wilbekin, what kind of impact is he going to make on this team? Dush Balbay, Osman is back after his rookie season in the NBA. Turin, Birsen, Mamutoglu, just an amazing shooter. And you've got Korkmaz, also back from his first season in America. He's part of that Sixers program. And I think we're going to see Wilbekin, Dush Balbay, Osman, Metin Turin, and Sertac Shanley in that starting lineup. So that's a solid five. And I expect to see Turkey play the way they played last year. A lot of it is going to start on that defensive end. And don't be surprised to see a lot of full court pressure. So Jeter, I think he's going to be the key. He's going to have to handle a lot of that pressure. And I think for Turkey, they need Osman to come out and be the man that he is. And in my opinion, he is the main man with Turkey right now. Cedi Osman was the main man last summer. And I think he takes their game to a different level. So I think we're in for a good one. Coach Merzen drawing up the last tactics, making sure everybody's on the same page. And Coach Sarica as well. Talk about a busy man. I mean, he's been coaching Besiktas as well. And coached them in the Basketball Champions League for the second consecutive year. And it's interesting that Scotty Wilbekin, who has been playing professionally in Turkey, it'll be interesting to see what type of impact he makes on this team. There's Glizic, ready to rock and roll. And been some big games over the years in Ankara. Kravtsov and Gladier. Probably, well, for my money, the two guys I think of most when I think of Ukraine. And there's Jeter. Boy, Jeter was he was terrific, wasn't he, when he was playing at the Eurobasket in 2013 when Ukraine went on that surprising run to 6th place and qualified for the FIBA Basketball World Cup. And of course, Ukraine and Turkey actually played against each other in Bilbao in 2014 at the World Cup, and that was when Cedi Osman was playing for the senior team for the first time. So it's hard to believe that we're already 4 years on from that time. Well, everybody, welcome to Ankara. We are underway, and Kravtsov and Ukraine take an early lead here over Turkey. So almost like a sucker punch. Here's Wilbekin, passes it back outside to Shanley. Off the front of the rim. Isn't it great to see Cedi Osman out there? Kravtsov spins, goes to work, and scores. Of course, he's a player as well that spent some time in the NBA. Didn't get as much playing time over there, but he has certain qualities, especially on the defensive end, that make him an exceptional center. And he's bringing it offensively right now. Cedi Osman misses from deep. Dush Balbay with the rebound. Now Cedi Osman, look at that. It is poetry in motion. Has there been a more exciting player watch grow up in European basketball than Cedi Osman? I don't think so. He has just gotten better and better. Scotty Wilbekin hands it off to Balbay. Osman feels the defense on his back, gets in, and there's Kravtsov. That's what makes him, as I said, the exceptional number 5 in there. He protects the rim. Now Jeter. Gladier, that's his range. But he is off target. Inside, and Turin putting the pressure on the defense. So we're seeing a lot of penetration here early on from Turkey. I don't think Coach Sarica wants to settle. Bobrov with the foul. I don't think he wants to settle for jump shots. He wants to put the pressure on that Ukraine D. So Bobrov picks up his first foul. And Metin Turin makes the first one. And the second. You know, I talked about when these teams met at the World Cup in 2014, and that game was won by Ukraine, 64-58. So it's not like they haven't played in big games against each other before. Kravtsov, well, he says, I've already scored 4 points, and I'm going to hit a jump shot. I mean, talk about X factors. You know he's going to be big defensively, and he's going to get his share of offensive rebounds and putbacks, but he's come out, and he has been the show so far offensively for Ukraine. Wilbekin, the gates open, wide open for Scotty Wilbekin. Well, so far so good for Wilbekin. He looks like a perfect match. Jeter. Chandler with the rebound and off the Jetty Osman. Here's Wilbekin. Goes right down the middle, and there for the follow was Dosh Balbai. Balbai is high energy, defense, and scrapping, and Jeter made a mistake there. Didn't get a body on him. Didn't box him out. Jeter dribbling in, almost turned it over. Bobrov to Kravtsov. Now Jeter, he's going to launch it. Gladier. Whoa, what a shot from Sergei Gladier. He knew exactly where the shot clock was. And that, folks, is why he earns good money. He buried that three right at the shot clock buzzer. Osman, Wilbekin for three. Osman again gets in, and again he takes on Kravtsov. Not a good idea for anybody, in all sincerity. And now Kravtsov catches it and goes up. So really, other than Gladier's three-pointer, Kravtsov has been out of the top drawer. He gets an A+ for what he's done tonight. Look at that. How smart, how prepared is Sergei Gladier tonight to be able to get that shot off in time. And he knew exactly how much time he had, and it wasn't much. Kravtsov misses the first one. He makes the second. Scotty Wilbekin. He's terrific on the penetration. Look. Finally, Ukraine try to limit the damage there, but they commit the foul, and they're going to put him on the line. So Bobrov is now going to take a seat. And coming into the game is one of those Ukraine players who has been around now. Igor Zaitsev, 29 years of age, but he was there at Eurobasket 2013. You know, he's experienced. You know, he's got the big game experience, and that's what you have to do is you have to put yourself in these positions year after year. And the more that you're in those positions, the better you become as a national team. And really, you know, that's why Ukraine are 3-1 in these World Cup qualifiers. They've got a lot of experience. There's Pujetter. Gladier again. Three-pointer for Sergi Gladier, and he's feeling it. And now the ball turned over to Jeter. Gladier, he's feeling it. He's going to uncork it again. And it's a 6-point lead, and Sergi Gladier is out of the gates fast with 9 points. And you knew exactly when he caught that ball it was going up because he's feeling it. He's the type of player, when he sees the ball going through the hoop, he gets hot. He gets the feel-good factor. So there you see the early numbers. It's really the Kravtsov and the Gladier show here for Ukraine. Kravtsov, 7 points and 9 points for Gladier. The rebounding, the early rebounding totals. So Sergi Gladier, 3 of 4 from three-point range. Long one from Cedi Osman. Well, he gets 3 of them back. He has got all the tools. And the long jumper, no good. And now, again, Osman. Well, he just isn't going to be denied. It's a Zaitsev goal interference. Zaitsev misses, but Kravtsov is there for the putback. He cleans up the mess and takes it back up to a 3-point lead. .340 to go in the first quarter. You knew this game was going to be good. You knew it was going to be terrific, exciting. Well, guess what? It's even more than that. It's better. It's surpassing the hype. Jeter reaches in, knocks it away from Osman, and goes in for the layup. Osman will be upset at himself on that one. Mamatoglu into the corner. And Koksal off target with his first attempt. I think you'd almost rather that be Koksal penetrating and kicking it to Mamatoglu. And Cedi Osman comes out and takes a seat. Really interesting, his article, if you read World Cup.basketball, his interview before these qualifiers and how it was so inspirational to be a teammate of LeBron James and how he watched him prepare, and it's just amazing journey that Cedi Osman is on right now. Semi-Aridin in the game now, number 9. And the fans will breathe a sigh of relief as Kravtsov takes a seat. And the ball knocked out of the hands of Pustovy, and who's checked into the game. He had a good Eurobasket last year. Also into the game, Lipovi, number 11. Here's Gladier. Puts up another 3, and this time Koksal's defense put him off his shot a little bit. Lukashov in the game, number 7. Now Gladier. Shot clock winding down. Beautiful pass, wide open, Lipovi. And boy, Gladier had lost his footing, but he found his teammate, and now it's Ukraine leading 23-15. And the way Ukraine have started, and make no mistake about it, I mean, they have scored 23 points already in the first quarter. And there remains 2 minutes and 7 seconds in this quarter. So they are on course for a huge game at that pace. They're not going to keep that up. There's no way. But nevertheless, such a great start has kind of taken the crowd out of the game here in Ankara. So I'm not sure what the issue is. Barış Ermis in the game as well for Turkey, number 15. He'll be inbounding it. He's been their assist leader in these World Cup qualifiers. The crowd getting back into it now. Semi-Aridin, Mamatoglu. Ukraine know they don't want to let him get off, and the defense and the shot is not even attempted before the shot clock buzzer. Beautiful pass from Lukashov inside, and Zaitsev puts it up and in. And now the biggest lead of the game, 10 points for Ukraine. 25 points in that first quarter. Ermis drives in, misses the shot, but there for the follow, Semi-Aridin, and Pustovy there to put him off the shot. Mamatoglu, and that was a little bit long as well. Lipovi drives in and is denied, but the foul called on Semi-Aridin. Wow. All I can say is that was a great block. That is You're not going to find a better block than that, folks. That's a tough call on Semi Erden. Frickin' Korkmaz checks into the game. You know, when things aren't going well, they're just not going well. And right now, they're not going well for Turkey. But just got to dig in. Ukraine, meanwhile, you feel like they've got a great opportunity here. Remember, they lost the first game to Turkey by 7 points at home. Now they're up by 11. Metin Turan turns it over. And the corner, oh, the three-pointer is good from Lukashov. And this crowd is stunned. Their team is down 14 points. No, that was not from the corner. They're down 13. That may have been Mishula who hit that shot. Trying to get confirmation on that. Mishula, excuse me. Alexander Mishula. Well, the timeout. But I thought it was Lukashov the first time that I saw it. So timeout on the court. 5 of 15 for Turkey, 11 of 16 for Ukraine. Nine assists for Ukraine. That's an amazing statistic, isn't it? In this first quarter, to just one for Turkey. Look at those fans behind the Turkish bench there. Nervous, 5 turnovers for Turkey. And certainly having their struggles. Nine points off those turnovers as well. So they have really punished Turkey for those miscues. Well, Pujetter back in the game. Brings it up, gets in the lane. He's blocked by Shanley. But part of the art is not only to get the block, but to get the ball after the block. And almost Ukraine got another attempt at that. But fortunately, Turkey limited the damage. Ukraine lead at 28-15. Well, as we look at these early numbers, 7 of 10 inside, 4 of 8 from deep. Well, you know, you've seen the three-pointers, 3 of them from Gladier, and a lot of that good shooting inside is down to Kravtsov. But what's interesting about Kravtsov is not only did he set the tone for this Ukraine team offensively, but he also set it defensively, getting a couple of blocks on Jetty Osman drives, and then Gladier got in on the game, on the show, and really started hitting some three-pointers. This was Wilbekin's early contributions, and then Jetty Osman. But here's Gladier. Remember that? Shot clock about to expire, and then this is another one. And here he catches it. He knows exactly that he's going to put it up. So the second quarter underway. What kind of Turkey are we going to see here? And Jetty Osman, this time he goes hard, and Pustovyi blocks Osman. Well, you're going to take it hard to the basket. You got to expect that somebody's going to try to block your shot. And Jetty Osman got some body there, but good job from Pustovyi. Says, Jetty, you're going to have to go to the line and earn it. Jetty Osman gets them both to go down. I mean, his across-the-board stats at the Eurobasket were terrific. Here's Zaitsev, and good defense, and that's what you expect. Ukraine were expecting it. They knew the full-court pressure. They were getting ready. They almost had a layup there. Turkey were able to get back. So how much time is left on the shot clock? They've got to adjust that. Pustovyi over to Zaitsev, Mishula, Lukashov, and the ball is out of bounds before Osman picked it up. So far so good for Turkey as they look to make some inroads into this double-digit deficit. Wilbekin. Open is Jetty Osman. I mean, there's no hesitation. There is no hesitation. You can see he's really trying to get this crowd into it. I don't think there's any doubt. I mean, sky's the limit for Jetty Osman. You know, no signs of nerves when you're down. And he comes out, hits that shot like that. Ukraine 4 of 9 from deep, 2 of 6 for Turkey. The risk that if you play that full court, look at that, 10 points for Ukraine in the paint, 8 for Turkey. If you play that up-tempo style of game where you're pressing and trying to force turnovers, you will give away some easy baskets. There's no doubt about it. And you know that Ukraine are ready. But what I like about that is Jetty Osman was on the line, and he's like, you know what, if I'm open, I'm taking this shot because I'm going to make it. He's confident. And the first thing he wanted to do after the NBA season, you know it, he wanted to come back and play for his country in the World Cup qualifiers. I mean, he is at the start of a very promising career. Turkey certainly have a lot to be proud of, as with a lot of their young guys. Same with freaking Korkmaz. But the Ukrainians ought to be proud of these guys. They're playing terrific. Lipovy hands it off to Mishula, and now Lipovy brings it up, being guarded by Korkmaz, and Korkmaz takes it away. Get ready for takeoff, folks. He lays it up and in, and Korkmaz defensively can take over a game. You got to be careful. And now the helter-skelter game of Turkey comes to the fore. This is what they thrive on. Lukashov into the corner to Zaitsev for three. Cedi Osman collects it. They are a different team when they turn it up defensively in the full court. We saw it time and time again last summer at the Eurobasket, and we've just captured a glimpse of it. Wilbekin finds his way in, puts up a little left-handed runner. Turkey have cut that deficit down to just 4 points. They were down 13. What a run. Pustovyi and wasn't quite ready. You can see offensively perhaps lacks a little bit of polish. And Ermis alertly knocked it out of his hands. And Coach Merzen has no choice but to get Gladier back into the game as well as Jeter. Here's Gladier wide open. Well, that time he put up an air ball. I think Gladier is more comfortable out on the wings from behind the arc. And he can shoot it from about 2 or 3 meters behind the arc comfortably. Cedi Osman that time forced it. Good defense. Jeter. Well, Jetter's not bringing it offensively yet in terms of his shooting. And Lipovy is whistled for the foul, for the blocking. Look at this. He just kind of, well, not too much in it, but did kind of lean into the Turkish ball handler. He will stay in the game, I think. Mishula. Bob Koniev now comes into the game. Now Lipovy does go out. And Koniev comes into the contest. Korkmaz, 3! How about the Korkmaz factor? And just like that, it's a 1-point game. And it's these young stars that are getting it done. It's Cedi Osman and Furkan Korkmaz. It's deja vu. We saw it last year as well, and great block. But I think a foul has been called. Wilbekin. Whew. Close. Pretty good defense. And Wilbekin comes over to Coach Sarica to get some coaching, as well as Ermis. This is why I think Sarica, he's looks at the personnel that he's got and plays accordingly in terms of, says these guys, we can get out there and press these guys. Now it's interesting that Kravtsov is now back into the game. Jeter makes both free throws, so that was a big call. It allowed Jeter to go to the line and make 2 free throws and take it back to a 3-point game. Ermis. Wilbekin fouled while attempting the 3 by Kravtsov. You want to get the hand in the face, but you do not want to foul him. And he just went into him a little too much. Now, folks, if it's a cardinal sin to foul the jump shooter in basketball, what kind of sin is it to foul the 3-point shooter who's a good meter behind the arc? That is a bad foul by Kravtsov. I mean, you got to make Wilbekin prove that he's, first of all, going to hit the three-pointer. Second one is good. If he makes this one, he's tied it up. He makes 2 of 3. Krafstoff goes up for the two-handed jam. Wilbekin. Korkmaz steps back for 3. And good rebound from Gladier. Ukraine trying to weather the storm, but Gladier's pass got away from Pooh-Jeter. Gladier puts his hand up, says, sorry, Pooh, that was my fault. Turned out to be one of the best groups in the World Cup qualifiers. There's Wilbekin driving in. And Turkey crashing the board. Shanley keeping it alive, and they will maintain possession. Wilbekin is able to get it to Shanley. Now Cedi Osman. Well, got his feet set and hits another one. Can you say superstar, folks? Because that's what he is. He is absolutely super. And he is a rising star, and he's already got 15 points. The pass, the ball goes off the hands. And now Cedi has it again. We've got a tie game after that last 3. He gets another opening. And this time a little short. Then Shanley steps up and fouls Gladier, the second team foul for Turkey in this quarter. Jeter over to Gladier, another 3 attempt, it'll be number 4, and it is! Well, Gladier, 4 3-pointers, and at the end of the day, you know that's what he does. He's a great shooter. The rebounding totals, Turkey actually out-rebounding Ukraine right now. And a lot of it, you have to wonder, can Ukraine stand up to the pressure that they're going to face from Turkey? Because Turkey can keep bringing it. With 15 points for Osman. Look at him. There's no doubt about it. He's going to put it up if he's open. Puget are talking to Sergi Gladier. And you need big-time performances from big-time players. And, folks, Sergi Gladier is the veteran, and he is showing what he's all about tonight. Here's Semierda now into the game, going to work against Kravtsov. Passes it back outside to Korkmaz for open three, and another one. 35 apiece. I mean, it is impossible not to be excited about this Turkey team when these young guys are playing as well as they are. They are absolutely taking off. It is fun to watch. Lukashov trying to post up Aramis. Then he makes the bounce pass. Well read from Dush Balbai. Excuse me, Korkmaz. Korkmaz got in there. And that's what you have to do, because if Kravtsov gets that in his hands, he's either going to get fouled or he's going up to jam it home. 1 second on the shot clock. And Gladier, that time, not able to knock it in. So Metin Turin comes back in, and Jetty Osman takes a seat, and you wonder, the interesting thing to me, we've seen Jetty Osman play great tonight. We've seen Furkan Korkmaz play great tonight, but we haven't seen Melih Mamatoğlu play great tonight, and they need that third offensive-minded player that can come out and really play well, but Mamatoğlu not in the game right now. And also, so it kind of changes the dynamic when you take Jetty Osman out. And Maxim Posnovnov has come into the game, another of the Ukraine veterans. Jeter. Gladier takes the hit and will take free throws. So Turkey with that 2-point lead. Boy, Gladier is just strong, isn't he? I mean, he is feeling the defense, and what I like is he's taking the responsibility. He misses the free throw, though. But he's taking responsibility. And I think this is where Ukraine have really improved, really the last 5 years. As their players, all of them have gotten that experience. And just imagine how well they would have done if Gladier had not been hurt at the FIBA Basketball World Cup in 2014. Remember, he got hurt in that game against Finland and missed most of the tournament. Airden kept the ball alive, tapped it over to Turin. Turin goes baseline, lays it up and in. Nice move for the big fella. Turin now 4 points, and Turkey with a 3-point advantage. Three minutes remaining in the first half. The pass down low. And the ball goes out of bounds off Turkey. The players protest. The fans protest. Yeah, it looks like it might have gone off Kravtsov. Wilbekin. That's Dush Balbai. Now Wilbekin. So you've got another option in there offensively. I think they need that. with Wilbekin. So Jetty Osman goes to the line and misses the first one. Second one is good. (40-36). Now Gladier, Korkmaz on him. He's got to be careful. Korkmaz has already picked the pockets of one Ukraine player tonight and gone in for the basket. Gladier to his open teammate, and so Ryabchuk, who missed that jump shot, then goes down and commits the foul. So Alexander Ryabchuk came down hard on that. So Semierda now misses a free throw. Well, you don't want to miss free throws, folks, because come the end of the game, when it's a close game, and he misses both. He's had some free throw shooting woes before. Three-pointer missed, and Jetty Osman is back in the game. Collects the rebound. Wilbekin puts up a three. He hits it. Well, we knew he could hit it, even though Kravtsov had fouled him. Boy, have they really turned this game around. I mean, they were trailing by 13 points. Gladier right down the lane, misses. Now Jetty Osman quickly up the floor, goes all the way. And Jetty Osman just continues to pour in the points. He's got 18. That's a game high. That was a big three-pointer by Wilbekin. So 9 points now, the lead for Turkey. I mean, it is incredible how this thing has turned around. Kravtsov's pass not quite in sync with his teammate. Koniev, Vladimir Koniev. Well, what a terrific play that was, but they're going to wipe it off. They're calling the foul before and sending Gladier to the line. So they're calling the foul before on Jetty Osman. That's a tough break for Gladier. That could potentially be a three-point play. So Gladier makes the first one. I'll tell you what, he couldn't have done much more tonight. Ermis back in for Dosh Balbai. Wilbekin fouled by Rabchuk, excuse me. So Rabchuk fouls Wilbekin as he tries to inbound it, and that's not a good development for Ukraine, as Wilbekin will now go to the free throw line since Ukraine are over the limit. Hard to believe that Ukraine were on top 28-15 at the end of the first quarter. They have been outscored by a lot here in this second frame. So both free throws take it back up to a 9-point advantage. Jeter. Oh, good anticipation from Osman. Here he goes. The two-handed jam, folks. Cedi Osman right now might just be the best player in the World Cup qualifiers the way he's going. Quick response team, though. Gladier. That was big. Ukraine right now just trying to keep in touch. Gladier kind of limping back up the court. Now Erden. Quick pass. Ermis. And now some pressure. Final 10 seconds. Biggest lead of the game for Turkey, 11 points. Gladier dribbles, finds a little bit of space, puts it up. Couldn't quite get it to fall. And I'll tell you what, it was a nervous period there for Turkey, but their stars, Osman and Korkmaz and Wilbekin, have led them back. They lead it 51-40 at halftime. Turkey 6 of 12 from deep, 13 of 17 at the line. Ukraine pretty much that's four threes for Gladier from deep, but the rebounding going Turkey's way. Interesting that Kravtsov not quite as much the factor since that early spurt. Seems like that might be something they could exploit. Here's some of the highlights. That was Kravtsov. And then this was Jeter after the Cedi Osman turnover. Zaitsev got it inside. And then Cedi Osman really turned it up a notch. This was Korkmaz when he got the steal. And the terrific little runner from Wilbekin. Korkmaz again, hitting the three. Ukraine were just doing all they could, but Osman was just too good. Gladier, again, could not have done much more than he did in that first half. This is a big move from Metin Turin. And Wilbekin hit the three, and it was looking very good for Turkey at this point. Osman again driving to the basket. And you can see why Cleveland like him so much. And I'm sure any team in the NBA would like to have him. There he is, anticipating the pass and going in. I get excited watching the highlight. So we're at halftime. We'll be right back, folks, for what promises to be the thrilling second half. We'll see you then. Well, folks, we're at halftime. It's Turkey on top of Ukraine, 51-40. It's been quite a turnaround. Ukraine led at the end of the first quarter, 28-15, and it wasn't looking good for Turkey. But you always had that feeling, especially the way that they can play the game with their defense, that they could turn it up a notch. And boy, did they ever! They outscored Ukraine 36-12 in that second quarter, and it was no surprise that it was Cedi Osman, it was Furkan Korkmaz, and also the likes of Scotty Wilbekin got in on the act. There you see the confirms it there, 36-12. Fortunately for Ukraine, they're still in there, but they've had to have a rethink. I mean, what can they do? What can they do differently to turn this thing around? The thing about Osman, he really works hard for his points already, and he can score in a myriad of ways. So it's easier said than done, as well as Korkmaz. He will get out and get a lot of his points from the defense, forcing turnovers. It's just an exciting Turkish team to watch. Coach Merzen walking along in front of his bench here. So we're underway here in the second half, folks. 51-40. It's Turkey on top. Now Jeter gets it to Krastov, who had that brilliant start to the game. Looked like he might have started to give them the platform to go on and build something and build a huge lead, and they did. And he starts with a nice little jump hook, and maybe that's the answer. They've got to kind of try to slow things down and get the likes of Krastov going. And now the pass goes off the hands of Semi Erden. Jeter. Bobrov. And Krastov wasn't there. I think he was expecting him to get that pass. And Korkmaz was fouled. Gladier's been terrific tonight. That was his first foul. Korkmaz free throws take it back up to an 11-point advantage. Bounce pass again. Oh, look at that. Oh, and Krastov missed the dunk. It was there for him. Dosh Balbai with the rebound. Now Korkmaz open. I mean, it is incredible how good of a shooter Korkmaz is. I mean, that aspect of his game is something to admire. I don't think he gets enough credit for it, to be honest. Look at that perfect 3 of 3 from deep. He's got 15 points. And now the ball goes out of bounds off Ukraine. Wilbekin pulls up for 3. Well, interestingly, Latvia on top of Sweden, and looks like Sweden are going to fall, so that will guarantee Ukraine a spot in that second round. They've already got the 3 wins, and Sweden would not be able to get 3 wins because they've only got 1 right now with 1 game remaining after this one. Jeter. Jetter's, from a scoring standpoint, hasn't really done much tonight. 14 points, the advantage for Turkey, looking to lower the boom. And Semieridin goes up and takes a shot. Is he okay? He's been around in this national team, in and out of it a little bit, but you know, he played at the 2006 FIBA Basketball World Cup. That was played in Japan. It's been my favorite, to be honest. That was an amazing experience. And then you had 2010. He was in that Turkey team that made it to the final on home soil. What an event that was. Sarica. You bring Omer Ashik, a healthy Omer Ashik, back into this Turkish team, and you can see how that could really give them a lift. Now the pass knocked away by Wilbekin. Osman fouled by Gladier, I think. Yeah, no doubt about it. Three fouls on Gladier. Nobody else has really been able to pick up the scoring without Gladier. It's Gladier and Kravtsov who've kind of carried the load tonight. And right now they are in big trouble. 59-42. Now Jeter. And Bobrov hands it off. Lipovic swatted by Shandley. Now Jetty Osman spins. And he was fouled by Jeter. And this game in danger of getting out of hand for Ukraine. So the final score, Latvia winning 82-72. That confirms it. Latvia now with 3 wins. So potentially by the end of play tonight, you could have 3 of these teams with 3 wins in this group. Korkmaz, ball doesn't stay down. And the Kravtsov. Konev in the game for Ukraine. Trying to inbound it. Now Jeter. Entry pass to Kravtsov, turns, good footwork from him, but not able to finish. Stays with it, gets it back again. He's gonna go back up again. No, he's gonna make the bounce pass. Oh, what tenacity, what relentlessness from Kravtsov. He stayed with it. Metin Turin misses. Bobrov with the rebound, now Jeter. Jeter at the line. And Jeter just can't get it going. 1 of 9 from the floor now. His only make was a layup. First free throw stays out. You know, a basketball game can change. We've already seen this one change with a huge swing, but there's no reason why it can't change back. And if you miss free throws, then it becomes much more of a possibility. There's Mamatoglu, comes into the lineup. Balbai is out. It's interesting with Mamatoglu. I'm trying to figure out where he fits into this team because, you know, at the Eurobasket last year, he was crucial. And also in the first window, he was crucial. It seems like Sarichas, maybe it's just because of the opponent tonight, doesn't see Mamatoglu as being as influential. Oh, great interception by Wilbekin. Mamatoglu. Well, the crowd were expecting him to put it up. Long shot from Korkmaz, no good. I mean, fairness to Mamatoglu, he could have taken that shot, but I think he believed his team could get a better shot. And the drive, the ball just would not go down that time for Lukashov. Well, the interception, and Korkmaz, after losing the ball, commits the foul. And what was interesting last summer at the Eurobasket, there were times when Turkey, and you know, this isn't strange, you know, there are spells where sometimes teams just lose their rhythm, they just get out of sync. You know, and the opponents can go on a big run, so it could happen very easily here to this Turkish team tonight. It's a 15-point lead right now. Zaitsev, kind of nowhere to go, runs right into Shanley. Three-point attempt, short from Lipovi. Aramis. And right now, you know, Turkey aren't playing that breakneck speed of full court pressure because they don't have to, but they could always turn it back up a notch, and maybe they need to get going to where they want to be. Postovic with the block on Korkmaz. I think Korkmaz might need to come out. He's looking tired. Another great crowd for Turkish basketball tonight here in Ankara. Postovic comes up with the ball. Lukashov to Lipovi. Here's Mishula. Lukashov over to Zaitsev, who steps in. Lipovi crashes the boards, passes it back outside to Lukashov again. Lukashov can't get it to go, but Zaitsev sticks with it. Gets it back to a 13-point deficit. Now the pass inside to Metin Turan, and he is fouled by Postovic. Turan makes the first one. And the second. Traveling, the call. See, it's a low-scoring quarter, the lowest scoring quarter of the game. So timeout on the floor. And it's not that moment of the game where you feel like, you know, Ukraine have got to make their move, or it's just not going to happen for them now. Look at that, Cedi Osman, 20 points. $17 points for Ukraine, for Gladier for Ukraine. And almost another turnover. I think that's what Sarisha wants to do now. He wants to ratchet up the defense again. Doesn't want to give Ukraine any chance to get back into this. So the foul puts Zaitsev on the free throw line, but he misses. This is the first. And makes the second. Ermis. Mamatoglu. I think the crowd was really wanting that one to go in, to get Mamatoglu in the flow. Final 2 minutes of the third quarter. 14 points. Long way to go. Still time for Ukraine. Mishula. Entry pass, Pustovier. Back outside to Zaitsev. Into the corner, Lukashov hits the three-pointer. Back to an 11-point game. And for the second time tonight, Mamatoglu had it for a minute there, and it looked like he might launch one. There he is again. And he gets blocked. Great defense from Ukraine. And at some point, you know, you have to have these players that are not Cedi Osman, that are not Furkan Korkmaz, that are going out and providing the impetus. But Osman has come back into the game, and Mamatoglu takes a seat. Mishula for three. And a foul called on Ermis. So once again, another opportunity for Ukraine, who can get it into single digits. Look at Gladier talking to Mishula. Oh boy, you don't want to miss these free throws, Ukraine. Second one is good, so it's back to 10. Now the pass to Osman. Shot clock down to 3. Wilbekin launches off the back of the iron. Shanley gets a hand on it over to Ermis. And Shanley gets it off just in time. There's going to be 6 seconds. 5, 4, 3. Lukashov gets it to Zaitsev. And Zaitsev's 3 is off target, but Ukraine able to at least get it back to 10 points. Long way to go, folks. Don't go away. So that's where we are, folks. Shooting-wise, 7 threes for Turkey now, 6 for Ukraine. So that aspect of the game has changed a lot. From a free throw standpoint, Turkey getting to the line a lot more. So fourth quarter action underway here from Ankara. Osman off the back of the rim. Interestingly, so Sweden, having lost tonight, I'm guessing now they will be pulling for Ukraine in the hope that they could beat Turkey and keep them on 2 wins, and then give themselves a chance to then go and beat Turkey a second time. But if Turkey win tonight, then it's all over for Sweden. Turin coming back into the game. And three-point shot is good, and getting a little bit closer Too close for comfort for these Turkish fans. Wilbekin open, and Korkmaz gets the long rebound. But this is a nervous time for Turkey. Offensively, they're just not getting it done, and that's much better. But that's a good foul because we saw Semih Erden miss some free throws earlier tonight. And once again, Semih Erden misses another free throw. And another miss. And missed free throws can lead to comebacks. And right now, that's what Ukraine is doing. They are coming back, trailing by 7. Open to Gladier. Boy, that was the shot they wanted. Now Wilbekin weaving his way around. Metin Turin. Gets it to Erden. He throws it away. A little bit of confusion there. Where was he going with the ball? Alley-oop pass, and Pustovye not able to control it. Oh, and an unsportsmanlike foul called on Bobrov. I guess they're saying he didn't play the ball at all. Watch this. Pustovye. Well, it's a good call. I mean, he grabbed him. I mean, you can understand why he made the call. Let's put it that way. He grabbed him on the leg. So Korkmaz, you know, when it's not going right, even your good shooters will miss free throws. And he makes one of 2. Turin. Size mismatch. Oh, beautiful play, and hands it off to Semih Erden. Well, he beat his man. He drew the other defender, and that left Semih Erden wide open. Lukashov looking for some space. Surely it's got to be now or never for Ukraine. Well, that was just great play from Metin Turin. Played it. Pino Karsiaka got to play in the Basketball Champions League this season. Did Metin Turin. Some of these good young Turkish players have played in the Basketball Champions League, giving them a chance to shine, including Korkmaz, Jeter, Zaitsev, open. And Semih Erden with the rebound, brings it down, hands it off. Oh, they find Airden wide open, and he goes up, and that's goal interference. So twice now, Simi Airden has been able to catch it down low and do some damage. And then right down the lane, the miss. And Dosh Balbai has it. Korkmaz. A little bit of razzle-dazzle. So timeout on the court with almost 6.5 minutes remaining. Well, what do you do if you're that man right there? He's drawing something up. Turkey's bench tonight, 25 points. Just haven't had that. They need that additional offense coming from somewhere for Ukraine tonight. Second chance points, 9 apiece. Korkmaz makes the first one. And you just wonder maybe if Ukraine have missed their chance. They got it down to 7. And Turkey's starting to pick it up a little bit again. Looking for a basket, any basket will do. Zaitsev denied right as he got to the rim. He should have really dunked that one. Airden has it. And three-point shot is good from Turin. Metin Turin. And now back up to 17 points. Gladiator turns it over. Turin flushes it with the left hand. I think the party's going to be on tonight in Ankara. It's now 73-54. Turkey hit that patch where they were struggling, but right now they've opened it back up to a big lead. Coach Merzen wants to play a little bit faster. three-point shooting for both teams inside the arc. Free throws is a big difference, though. Turkey have done more damage at the line. So it definitely is now or never time for Ukraine, trailing by 19 points. They've got to get points. Lipovi drives and rejected by Semierden. Not in my house, he says, with the hashtag in front of that. Harkness for the three. And look at that. This is why they're so excited, folks. They want to see him play. They want to see Turkey come home. And that's what they've done. They've come home, and they're putting on a show now. It's 22 points, the advantage. Nice penetration, but Kravtsov either didn't catch it cleanly or wasn't quite ready. Boy, what a great shot that was from Jeter. So Jeter at the line. Converts the opportunity. And back to a 20-point game with 4:23 remaining. But the way this looks right now, Sweden's hopes of staying in contention for the second round are dying. They need Turkey to lose. Mamutoglu drives in, misses, and coming from behind, Mamutoglu gets it back. Misses everything. And they'd really like him to get going, wouldn't they? Koniev gets it over to Lipovi. Lukashov open, good, three-pointer. It's back to 16 points, the deficit, with 3:45 remaining. Ermis. Ermis. Bounce pass. And good finish by Koniev. So now it's a 14-point game. And that's a good timeout. So Turkey are struggling to strangle the life out of Ukraine. They've been on top, but Ukraine are pesky. They're not going away. And that mountain might just be too tall to climb. Or too high to climb. And nevertheless, Ukraine are going to battle. There's some cramping going on over there with Balbai and Wilbekin. Must be the heat. See the field goal shooting and also the free throws. So 11 more points have come at the line tonight for Turkey. They've attempted twice as many free throws. And that's not to suggest anything. It's just the fact they've been rewarded for their good, strong play going to the basket. Now down to Aridin. And Turin, well, you can hear that way up in the stands, I'm sure. That slap, 2:54 remaining. But you don't want to give away the basket. You definitely want to put them on the line. So Turin takes his time, and that's why you put him on the line. You know, if he misses again, Ukraine go down, hit a three-pointer. It's an 11-point game. So it's not over till it's over. Now it's a 12. Excuse me. Now it's back to a 15-point lead. So 3 would make it 12. Kraftov takes it. And now Ermis. Aridin turns, and he was met at the rim by Kraftov. Now up ahead it goes to Ermis. And he pulls it back out. Korkmaz thought about stepping into that 3. So I think Turkey content to take some time off the clock now. Korkmaz goes up with the runner. And the ball goes out of bounds. Lukashov appealing for a foul. And the drive, and Postoviev missed, but gets it back and sticks with it, but still misses again. Turn on the baseline, and it's good. So Beerson on the score sheet. And Metin Turin fouls out on the perimeter. Turin hears it from the crowd. He's done a good job tonight. So did Dush Balbay. So did Jetty Osman. Of course, Turkey will play Sweden here as well in Ankara. And you better believe Turkey will want to win that game, because every single win is priceless Folks, you want to keep up with all the events, load the World Cup app, FIBA Basketball World Cup app into your phone. And you want to look at all the other information, go to worldcup.basketball. And you'll find all the great live blogging, everything that goes along with the terrific tournament coverage, interviews, features, stats, latest results. Go there and you'll find it. And I think after this game, teams will, of course, Turkey will go back to the hotel and have a good meal, perhaps have a good rub down, go to bed, and then they'll look at the game plan tomorrow for when they take on Sweden. And Ukraine will want to get an important win against Latvia. Latvia right now 3-2 after their win over Sweden tonight. Pustovyi makes the first one. Ryabchuk is going to come in for some garbage time here. So we're coming to the conclusion, and Pustovyi puts a little exclamation mark on his performance tonight. With a drive and a dunk, and that'll be it. 80-66, Turkey win it over Ukraine. Well, a comfortable win in the end, but there were moments where it was very uncomfortable for Turkey. For example, at the end of the first quarter, when they trailed 28-15, but they come back and they win it 80-66. There's no doubt about it. This Turkish team, I think they're moving from strength to strength. The Wilbekin edition will help them. And obviously the return of Cedi Osman is big, as is Furkan Korkmaz. This is a team that, quite frankly, expects to be at the World Cup. They want to be at the 32-team World Cup, and they know they're going to be in the second round now, and to get into the second, or when they go into the second round, they want to take as many wins as possible. But a lot of pluses tonight for this Turkish team. You know, not just the likes of Osman, but, you know, you look at Metin Turin there, played well in the fourth quarter. You know, these are the players that have to continue to develop. And for Turkey, you know, it's kind of a transition. You know, the young guys are becoming the stars. We've heard about it for so long. There's so many good, young, talented players in Turkey. We've seen them in their youth teams excelling, but it takes time. And tonight, probably you'd have to say, was a step forward. They faced some adversity. They came through it. And now they know they are at least into the second round. There you see the shooting numbers. Turkey out rebounding Ukraine. You know, Ukraine were tough opponents. Make no mistake, they'd already won 3 games in the qualifiers. But for me, there was no doubt about it. It was the play of Osman, Cedi Osman, and Korkmaz. Korkmaz actually ended up leading the scoring. Of course, Osman sat down for a long stretch at the end. And also Wilbekin was outstanding. So Korkmaz, Osman with the 20, Wilbekin with the 13, Gladier had the 17, Kravtsov the 13, and Lukashov had the 10. I think the Ukraine were just missing that third explosive score tonight that they really needed to push Turkey to the end.